in Mpumalanga.
Are we then able to catch infected?
So, njengoba ngisho ukuthi we're in the age of Aquarius, the Vegas route. I've been with this company for 2 years now, and right
Ekseba Fethu, welcome to another episode of Ihawula's Corner. Ihawula's Corner, it's a platform where we showcase talent and everything eyenzakalayo eKasi. Igama lami uThulani, eKasi bangazi ngobhumba, mara ngihambi ngiyi-one, angaze ngahamba ngiyi-one. Namhlanje ngibuye ukuvutha, hayi ngihlale ngivuthile. But namhlanje ngiphethe i-power station yonke bafethu.
Wow, okay.
Ugesi kuphela bafethu. But yeah, before siqhubeka, I just want to make a few announcements, guys. Most people who watch our channel, 80% of them watch but do not subscribe. So ngiyacela guys, if senibukele and then niyayithanda content yethu, ngiyacela nje just to hit the subscription button, like, comment, share. Your input is very valuable to us because siyazi ukuthi simprove kuphi, senze ini kanjani, yabona. And another announcement, we are now on 300 subscribers.
Nice.
That's very nice, guys. Deserve a round of applause. Yeah, kunini isipusha. But yeah, that's a milestone for us, and sijabulile for lokho. Secondly, a third announcement, we have a big interview today, guys. Nani niyabona.
Oh, okay.
It's the biggest we've ever done.
Is it? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
The celebrity la mampela.
Should I call you Tulani or Bumba?
Either or.
Okay. I'll
Yeah,
settle with
Bumba,
Tulani.
Tulane is fine. Oh, you like Bumba more?
I'll call you Bumba then. How are you, Bumba?
I'm okay, man. Kagisas.
I'm good.
It's
I'm
nice to
good.
finally meet you.
Likewise.
Fellow star winners.
Not really.
Oh,
Awu
why?
yangisukela manje uzongenza ukuthi ngiblush.
Don't be modest. How? It's your
Angazi,
work.
mara-
Usebenzile phela.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I'm sure you're proud, ne?
Very much so.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't complain because I mean it takes a lot to be where I am right now.
Very much.
You know, with the challenges and everything else. So I've learned a lot, I've matured. So yeah, I just have to thank God for that.
Okay, yeah. I know that's nice. Before we get into your career, though, I'd like to know. This it's my first time hearing his name Rakosa.
Yeah.
Where abantu baka Rakosa, mhlobo muni?
Ki Matswana.
Kimatswana.
Ki Matswana from Bloemfontein. Like my family is scattered around.
Okay.
You know, so Bloemfontein, Davidton, sure, where else? Okay, obviously around. You
Like
know,
Gauteng mostly.
yeah,
Okay.
Gauteng Ilbona, because I mean definitely about the thing of the cliche thing.
Okay,
you have
yeah.
to come to Gauteng in order to make ends meet. So yeah, that's where everybody's at.
Okay.
And even meeting other Bo Rakosa babane, even to you, okay, you would say Rakosa, but then I don't know where from. I might not
It's a big
necessarily know.
surname.
Yeah, it's a very big cinema, I have to
Okay.
admit. Yeah.
And where were you born?
I was born more, I would say maybe Davidton. I would say, yeah. And then my parents decided to move to Katlong because that's where my father's from.
Okay.
Mama Utwako Davidton.
Okay.
So I was in between.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what were your parents doing when you were born?
My mother was an educator, teacher, and then my dad was a business person. That's why I also tried to embark into being an accountant because I did not know necessarily what I wanted to do after tertiary.
That's what you studied at Vista.
Yes, I studied
Accounting.
that. Yeah, Picom accounts.
Then did you finish?
No, I didn't finish
Why?
because in between it just happened. Tori, a friend of mine, Nanali agency, like
Okay.
she at that time joined an agency, and then never was talking. Because when I was still growing up, go Davidton,
Yes.
the public holidays, you know, school holidays.
Yeah.
My cousin and I used to meet up, obviously, because I mean that's where cousins meet up,
yeah.
uncles.
Kakoko.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so yeah, but that mere fact of every single time we used to do more sketches, dance competitions, what else? More theater.
Yeah.
You know, we used to be that flexible because I mean, the parents nowadays they buy their kids phones.
Yeah,
So when
true.
at that time we went to you have to find something to
Yeah,
keep
mele
yourself.
sodlala ngey'tina.
Bihlala
Or
ngithi
ngamathini.
na
Yeah.
You know, and mind you, always Nekitwa number one, my cousin and I, like we used to always win those kind of competitions. But then indirectly, I scratched that because as a parent, they would want to see you pursue something professional,
Yeah,
something
true.
that will be prominent to your life. You know, so I set it at the back of my mind, continued studies, primary, high school, and then tertiary, or before we entered tertiary, my dad asked me, "Hore, how do you want to further your education?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not really necessarily sure, but then I'm thinking of BCom Commerce.
Okay.
Yeah, wanna just business related
Yeah.
because he was also into business. He had a whole lot of shops.
And you looked up to him.
I looked up to him too because I mean it was living with my uncles, Namanani shop, or my grandparents had shops. So even Toyori, it's family grounded
Okay, yeah.
in that kind of a manner. So I kind of told my dad, okay, fine. What do you see me doing?
Yeah.
Gary, no, study become accounting. Studied become accounts. That's why I friendly no man, I just ran an agency, I want to be a model. And then agency now we tola ko kai. And then I'm like, okay, kiko David because as Ochoko Vist.
Yeah.
So how do I get there? Should I use my grocery money?
Yeah,
Because
to
I
go
care about standard.
Yeah.
Parents need to give you money in order to sustain yourself.
Yeah.
So in effect, let me just use a little portion of the savings that they give me, and then go into agency, and then agency within 3 days. Kagiso, we foreseeing something in you. I think maybe it was the dress sense
Okay.
that attracted him.
How were you dressing?
Very funky. I think I'm a very funky person.
I saw your page.
Yeah.
Not too formal, yeah.
Yes. So it was bunyaning you because at times I don't necessarily follow trends. You know, so even whenever I'm attracted to something, I would follow suit.
Yeah, true.
You know. So after 3 days my agency called me, and then there's a new storyline developing Go Generations. They're looking for extras, but I prefer calling them background actors.
Okay.
Because they mean
makes
a
sense.
big deal
Yeah,
for a
because
show.
I've seen people who come up from there and to be main characters.
And there's no such thing as a small role. That's
Yeah.
one thing that other people forget.
Okay.
As much as you might just get one line, does not necessarily okay, one line, I'm just gonna move forward. Okay, fine. But then you need to use that to your ability.
Yeah.
That
So kancane nje to
Yeah.
ukuze ufike lapho kule agency when
Yeah.
you were bubheki modeling.
I was looking at modeling.
Okay.
And then Libona
So you've never acted before?
Never. I don't even know a script to the bar of soap.
Unamanga wena.
Angazi next acting whatsoever.
Yo.
So it happened. Okay, fine. They're looking for models at Generations for the new family boom. Kenneth Mashaba.
Oh yeah.
Yabona bo Dineo,
Yeah,
Katlego
yeah,
Danke, and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, oh well, that's an opportunity. I mean, meeting stars.
people, yeah.
You know, I mean, getting through to SABC. Wow, we'll see where it takes us. And while I was there, Baritza in like an audition to see how comfortable are you in front of the camera.
Okay.
You know, and then they pretty much liked me. And afterwards, a couple of months after, Bancheto, no, we've got a small role. We don't know if maybe indeed you might be able to tackle it, but then let's see how it goes. And it was with Menzi Ngubani.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, may his soul rest in peace because he helped me so much in my career. You know, I'll forever give props to him. So Menzi, having my 2 words were yes sir.
Yeah.
But I was so nervous.
Starstruck. Ucijimbi phela udlala nocijimbi.
We're talking about Menzi here.
Yes.
You know,
legend.
So Menzi having to see my nervousness after the scene, he called me aside. He told me, you know what? How about you do this each and every single day? Like sit in front of the mirror. If maybe you are given a script again, mirror, practice. As much as people are qualified, you know, to do acting, they go to school for 3, 4, whatever years it might be. So because now you're given this opportunity indirectly, use it to the best of your ability because I also see something in you.
Yeah.
So for me, why are these people seeing something in me whereas I'm not seeing it? You know, because
So
at times
what do you think they were seeing
I
at that
have
time?
no idea.
Even now, like awukaziwazi ukuthi labantu babonani ngimi.
I think it stemmed from where I started. Hence said, my cousin and I used to love doing plays. We used to love being creative.
Growing up, okay.
Yeah, so indirectly that's what they saw. But then now I buried it because of my parents. Yeah, so ya khutla hape the thing hore no, let me just embark in this, we'll see where it goes. And then
That time, are you still studying?
yes, I was still studying.
Okay.
But then I had to, because now generation Nabambatla more than like my capabilities of actually battling the two, or
Okay,
even
yeah.
handling the two, being in school and then Lego generation. And then mind you, in between I made sure kitole span. Nikispan ko should I say the name?
Yeah, you can.
Mr. Price.
Why though?
Next span ko Mr. Price.
Mara, like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Generations.
Yes.
Aren't they paying you?
No, they were good money.
So why we are Mr. Price?
Because at times I used to love money.
Okay.
From a young age, I used to love money. I used to love
Now it's used to, you don't anymore.
well, if it comes, I'm not gonna say no.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say no, man. You know, so having to find that job is through my partner, and then
Shout out to your partner.
yeah, you know, so yabanto ya okay. The manager yakwako Mr. Price ampita ampoza actually it seems like nako ya wa re thole. Ukukae. I thought about generations. I thought about studying. I thought about Mr. Price. I decided to go with generations. And I alerted my parents, sorry, this is what's transpiring right now. And mind you, also being behind the scenes, it seems like people recognized me through my hairstyles, through my dress sense.
Yeah.
People could kind of spot me, you know, because I mean, bo mama tu maba 2 months.
Yeah.
You know, ke na muthu one happy or Nicky actor behind bo Connie Ferguson. But then somehow people used to recognize me behind instead of okay, Reshebile Khone. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm just
yeah,
making a typical
yeah,
example.
yeah.
So I followed suit with that, told my parents I promised to go back to school. And then the about that mere fact of okay, we'll see where this leads, and I guess I would say the rest is history.
Sure. So like Generations was your first gig
It was
in the industry.
uneducated into the entertainment industry. So
Would you say it's luck or some luck and
Luck.
the opportunity?
the opportunity, lack opportunity, and also Pela Ntate Mjibu obeya mo lefatsheng because of a certain goal
Purpose.
or even purpose. You understand? So indirectly he tried to show me, man, follow that route. You know, that's where you have to be at. As much as you might be faced with challenges, because the challenges were on a number. The
So you
challenges
never
were
went back to school.
no, I didn't. And I found comfort in being Go Generations because now, one thing about me, I wanted to grow in the craft. I wasn't focused on fans.
Yeah.
I wasn't focused on who says what about me. And mind you, at that time, social media was not
big.
that
It was not there
big.
actually.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
We need that.
Yeah.
Come on, we need that. You know, like even to your own, people are just so invested into social media. You know,
So what do you think about, or what did you think at then about the industry going in?
I didn't think much of it because Leona Hen said it was a love that I developed into getting into, you know, and Leona, the way people kind of received me, it was overwhelming, but then I didn't put it to my head because if maybe I can say,
Yeah, obvious.
so let me just learn as time goes. I don't know where this is taking me, but then it took me 7 years in Generations, and I'll forever be proud for the moment
You were there
because
for 7 years.
7
You were there
years.
with Abu, may his soul rest in peace, Abu Mandla, ne? Mandla Hlachwai, who was Piwe.
Spiwe Mandla. Yes. Koje lebitso la ene le mang ka mane?
Ke Mandla, se Mandla. Yeah,
No,
ke
the
Man-
character name.
Yeah, the character name is
Nele Mandla.
Piwe.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
his
the
real
DJ.
name is Mandla. Yeah, the DJ.
Yes,
You were
may
there
his soul
around-
rest in peace.
Yeah.
Just briefly, Leena, because after that, I think na mokile keke na thing.
Okay. So after leaving Generations, were you upumena la babe strike now?
No, luckily no.
What luckily?
Luckily no, because I hate being in the such controversy, and as much as they were fighting for something that was going to be beneficial for the entertainment industry overall, you know, because at times there used to be a moment more other of the cast members wanted to strike while I was still there.
Okay. Oh, let
You
me
know.
dala yaqala.
Iqale iqalile.
Okay.
You know, because most actors habana the union.
Yeah.
Habana body
UIFs and all
medical
these
aid.
benefits.
You understand? So nabalolena something they were standing up for everybody else,
So-
not just them, and they sacrificed
A lot.
their salary for that.
So
you know?
would you say ama actors are not as seen as employees? If njoba bangathola ama benefits,
I
And
would
are
say
they getting
so.
them now?
I would say so because that's why there's a well-known cliche hore, being in the entertainment, there's no longevity in it.
Yeah.
You know, that's why most Ibantoya no. As much as you might think that because they are in the public's eye, you would think, oh, Bapela, this glamorous
Yeah,
life.
that's what we
whereas, whereas there's nothing of the sort. And even still now, there's no such benefits.
Like abana ama benefits mje waphela umsebenzi uphelile.
Ayikho still.
Royalties?
Royalties, I think it depends, depending on how legendary you are.
Okay.
I would say, I'm not too sure. I think Tanzania.
Ah, you there.
How
legendary,
beneficial it is. But then it's so unfortunate, honestly. It's so unfortunate. And we would like to see a change because, I mean, so many upcomings. You know, TikTok, we're forever seeing challenges. We're forever seeing acting abilities. So they need to at least a pathy sense it for them.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I loved the SAFTAs were just 2 weeks ago. So Ntate Jerem Fukeng,
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So that became trending because
Yeah.
stop employing
Abantu
batubaling
abaportrayed.
influential or bana leading number because so many people, even banale talent, they're not on social media because they believe in their craft, they believe in their talent. So even to your employ because of my talent, not of my followers.
So would you say each generation was a gift or a curse? Or both?
Hey. Wow. I don't know. I'm in between, hey. I'm in between because hence said, well, I love the craft. But then the things that
Come
it
with
brings
it.
with it, it's not for the faint-hearted. If you don't have a thick skin, then you're not going to succeed whatsoever. And a more so typical example, because I was in a hibernation, I put that in inverted commas, you know, so every time I used to walk on the streets or maybe doing shopping, people would still recognize me. You know,
Sharon,
my voice
Wanonga
still.
Mazu shares, yeah.
Muthu wa make a maraka, immediately when I speak to it's either my partner or whoever I'm doing the shoppings with, it's about to hey man, hey man, and they will come close to you like this close.
And yeah.
Ooh yeah, I can tell. Immediately I need to I see I voice. Ooh yeah. You know, I don't mind that whatsoever because it still shows the love that is still out there. That's why a whole lot of people were asking me, "Ubuya nini?" Every single body I
What's
would
weird in generations?
no, not generations, but then
Oh,
on
on
the
the
small
screen,
screen.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's been some time since I've been off the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, because vele nama ngenzi research ngiyabona kuloko kuthiwa you are on the break or something like it's
Bazi,
were you
nobody
ever
nothing,
on the break?
I'm on the break.
How? Like,
I never
no one
said
understand.
I'm on a break. But then such things are needed, you know, because generation, the way it speed up, there was no time to breathe whatsoever because,
So
mind you,
it
I
was a
told you
shortcut.
of... You shortcut it?
To the industry maybe. Pela, it's hard to get into generations. Imagine your first gig being a
Yeah.
generations.
And hence said a whole lot of people...
Is it Iqiniso?
A whole lot of people
Shortcut.
actually...
Yeah.
It was because...
Blessing in disguise. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
It is,
It's
and it
hip hop.
happened.
Yeah.
And it happened, that's why Mudimu Osebeta in the most miracle way whatsoever because Generation is a big platform.
Big one.
So many people want to be in Generations. And then now not having
it
the...
reaches overseas, ne?
Yeah. African countries, wherever, like I traveled, more Africa, Zambia, for instance, I was a brand ambassador for a certain beer. So everywhere, the treatment, the love, you know, Generation is quite big, you know, but hence I said, I will forever emphasize how it's we say home. Because once I say home, also people will recognize when I'm So the challenge wasn't necessarily there. Mara, there is no privacy
Okay.
at all. There is no privacy whatsoever to the extent where, for instance, yesterday we went back to the city. As much as even to your, I'm not working here.
Yeah, you
because
here
now
for
I'm
the vibes, but man,
I'm here for the vibes
you
because
end up working.
because now I'm a radio host.
Okay,
You
yeah.
know, even to your
Hi,
the
Africa.
people
I
would
saw
think,
that.
yeah, One Africa. Good morning, Africa.
Oh,
That
One
is.
Africa.
Yes, One
Oh,
Africa.
okay, yeah.
And I love One Africa. Why? Joe, one on a jumper.
Yeah,
Yeah, one
it's
how
fine.
was okay jump.
Yeah.
But then I'm loving that because also we are dominator go Africa and also
Yeah.
international.
Okay.
You know, so and then on the way Marital.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's a morning break. It's a
It's
breakfast
a morning,
show.
yeah, a weekday. So being breakfast show, even that's
Yo, that's lots. It's very
Bruh.
hard. We dream
You
about
know?
it, Tinama aspiring broadcasters.
Yo.
One day is one day, though.
always.
Yeah, then
That's always the case.
after each generations, you were there for 7 years.
7 years, yes.
Did you do e-modeling? You aspired to do?
No, I didn't do modeling.
Why though? Because
Um,
I think the opportunity la po sa icon.
Basic on, and definitely a whole lot of people now recognize me. You know, brand ambassadors. I used to be called Stars of Row. I became a brand
Adverts,
ambassador. Yeah, advert. They decided to sign me in because of my funky hairstyles. That's one thing. Another thing about me, besides from the fashion sense, generation.
Colorful hairstyles. Yeah.
Colorful hairstyles, you know, that's why generation, really viewership, a whole lot of youngsters wanted to watch it because they want to you know, so happy I think for the role itself being Sharon, it
Yeah.
grew. You know, hence bringing on to Thabiso Mokgethi,
Yeah.
Samuel, you know, Jafta, my playing my brother, you know, and so forth and so forth. So, yeah, I guess if maybe I'm answering your question.
So then after generations, where did you go?
After generations, when we were told that our contract expired, and also before that, ne, yaba, or it was at the peak of Sharon and Samuel.
Yeah.
Everybody loved the characters. Everybody
That's why
related
we
to the
still
character.
remember them even today. I'm sure bakubiza ngalelo gama namanje.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure
still, it's not. I mean,
Yeah, true.
you know, who am I to
Even
complain?
Kelezo, say, "Manje uSharon ufika nini?"
Who am I to complain? So doing that, the producers, one of the producers called us and then the contract is expiring after 7 years. A new family is going to be introduced, and then unfortunately we have to let you guys go. And right now, I'm going to talk about there was a controversial story that went on around me. So Sharon and Ale pregnant. The storyline.
The storyline.
The storyline
Okay,
of
yeah,
Sharon
yeah.
was coming to an end, and then Nali pregnant ka ngwana wa Samuel.
Yes.
Kagiso Rakosa was not pregnant.
Yes.
And then
okay.
while you are pregnant, in order to adapt into the character, I needed to gain weight.
Yes.
You know, working the passages of SABC, I would be wearing that pregnancy
fake tummy,
yeah. And then in order to protect your outfit, Sharon's outfit, mind you, I can't transformer.
Yeah.
Before you go on set, they have to make you up, makeup.
You have to become the character.
You have to become the character. So we have to protect the clothes by wearing a gown. So I would walk around SABC, kikenza kauno, and then obviously the tummy. People would think that Kagiso is pregnant. Mara ke ipotsa why lena na jwalo le sebetsa ko TV industry. You know how these things work. You would know, you know. So that's where the big controversial story came about. I don't know who started it. I still want to know. And I'm hoping that person is proud of themselves.
And that controversy is everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Everyone, when you research, it comes up. First
It
thing,
comes up,
there's
unfortunately.
negative.
Fabrication. It's fabricated. And to the extent of, I decided I'm not going to comment or even say anything because what's the point?
Yeah, there was no response from you then. Is this the first time you're speaking about it though?
It's the second time. On Friday, I
Oh,
spoke about it to
okay.
Josie FM.
Yeah.
So, even that mere fact of Oskoni and I, outside makeup, well-known publication, Baleba Buaka yona on Sunday. This is a Monday, Oskoni doing her makeup because Nike gets a makeup, and then na makeup artists and kids, and then we spoke about it like
You are in the same room.
the
chatting about it.
makeup room.
Yeah.
Kagiso, did you say this is going on? Hey, you know, we spoke about it, we laughed about it. We didn't think that it will escalate to where it went. Mind you, I'm looking up to these people because they are very sexy,
very
beautiful couple. And Oskoni having to leave at the same time as Sharon and Samuel.
Oh yeah.
Why is Oskoni
Leaving, yeah.
Hantiena, she wants to go into the path here,
Production
growing the
and-
Ferguson production. Hence, I'm saying, whoever decided to come up with the story, I'm hoping
Uzibalile zonke lezi zinto lo muntu.
yeah. And ever since Iban Toyaori, still people are thinking, how could Kagiso or even Sharon do that? We used to love her. So manje ufika kanjani ukuthi manje sesimbona ukuthi uyenza so in. It's not me. And a whole lot of people who know me the way I am, my character, they would know this whole thing was just a mere fact of someone who decided to play the devil's advocate. You know? And that's why the way escalating a thing, somehow unkipile prominent still.
Yeah, true.
In the industry. I would
Yeah.
put it like that, you know. And I don't necessarily want to indulge. This is my story.
Ufuna ukungena? Yeah, uzongena Brian. Yeah.
Yeah, so next abatli we that much of a weight.
Yeah.
Because more so how busy o kenela tabeng e jwalo. We kenyetsa ko o thabisa
Uzifaka
motho
under pressure, man.
yes
Yeah.
o thabisa le motho a iqadileng so
Yeah.
yabantu I'm just going to let it go and everything besides from being or even being go hibernation I'm okay, I'm doing well. I just decided the first year after leaving Generation I'm just gonna wusa, breathe and take everything in and find myself
To be
because
clear-
I needed to find myself.
To be
so.
clear to the viewers, what was the rumor?
The rumor was that I had a kid with Ntate Shona Ferguson. Yeah, that
Which
was
was
the
a
rumor.
lie.
Yeah, totally a lie.
And how did that affect you? And was it that the first time uvela kabi ku media?
I would say that was the first time.
How did you
I
deal with
stand
it?
corrected. No, that was the first time. Yeah, and Lihona.
Ngabe bekune-tweets abozo-trend, ani?
Yeah, I think so. Hence said, at that time, God willingly, there wasn't any social media, but I could have also used that social media to my advantage
Okay,
because
yeah.
that's where I could tell my story.
Your story, yeah.
I think Oskoni actually wrote something, go tweet. Just to try and clarify everything else. But then what's about
Yeah,
some
obvious.
people try to or even tend to believe, some people even to no, we're not gonna take your story. And then that's why we just let it be. Yeah.
So did it affect amanye ama-gigs azayo after that?
Not necessarily because now I also saw trends, so I'm blacklisted. And mind you, being in the entertainment, you also have to go to auditions,
Yeah, true.
you know. And hence said, after Generations, because I shot Kwakelen. Immediately
Yeah,
after
Coquelin.
Generations.
That's where Romeo knows you from. Akayazi ne-Generations
Uyayazi
bro.
Kwakelen? Uyayithanda? Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one. Oh, I loved it. I love Kokelen so much because Sophie Ndaba was the one who called me aside and told me, the director, Ate Uka. I don't know if
Ate,
maybe
yeah.
you've known. Oh, I love Ate Uka.
Konje beubani? Khaya
House
Mutini.
of... No.
Oh, Akina Motsoso, look him.
Yeah, who Akina
Ate
Lord.
Uka konje ubani? I know him.
He hasn't acted before.
Yeah,
He
but I
hasn't,
know- I know
stand
him.
corrected. I haven't seen his acting work. Yeah, but then director House of Zude.
Oh yeah.
So I met up with the director, and more so, Iba advantage. They don't want me to audition. We've seen your work. We want to cast you for
yeah.
Kokelen. 10-day shoot. I was sunburned. The hours were ridiculous. As tired as I was from still shooting Generation, so I was embarked into doing that. Hence said, that's why I kind of needed a break because it's not for the faint-hearted. You know, having to read scripts. You know, it takes a lot.
So nasibona nje end product. Sibona ngathi
Exactly.
it's simple.
And then Ibona for a couple of seconds. You
And
know,
you prepare months for just one scene.
So yeah, that's how everything else that transpired, having to embark into Yona Kwakelen and then taking a break afterwards. And then I think maybe a year after, that's where Patrick Mofokeng called me. He's also a well-known figure. He called me and said, Uguti, there's an industrial theater No, before
You've
that,
never
I
done
went
theatre
to
before?
before Patrick, I went to Grahamstown Film Festival. That was the first time I embarked on theatre because Iba Ntoya, it's a whole week. Oh, it's the theatre pieces, you know, like acting left, right, and center, and that's raw acting. So embarking into that was difficult now because there's a difference between TV and theatre acting. So more legit, there's no time for mistakes. Yeah, so having to see how that works. I don't know why this is happening, but then I am learning everything practically. I don't necessarily need to go school for theory work.
Yeah, and that's much better actually.
It's much better.
Because you correct who wrong wakho manje.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mike.
Aish.
Lezi amabhunu lezi mathi form 10 yajumpa thina abantu abamnyama mathi matric
Yeah.
khano yemsebenzini ibhunu mathi form 10
Grade 10.
seven.
Yeah,
And then
it's
keep
grade
always,
10.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everything was just a blessing in disguise. And because I'm one woman who prays a lot and I believe in manifesting.
Okay.
And I believe that every single time, still, when I go to auditions, I would pray for it. But then I would tell the Lord, Hore, just give it to whoever might need it. Because I'm not necessarily desperate for it, but then there might be someone, an actress, because there's so many actresses out there who are hungry still.
Yeah, true.
You know, they don't have bread on the table, you know, so I would say, Hore, if indeed it's mine, give it to me. Can this guy keep quiet? Come on.
Who God, who Jehovah,
Oh my goodness.
Umkhululi.
You must just switch off that bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
did you win any awards for Sharon?
Oh yeah. Hey, you're taking me back. I think I won Sowetan's the sexiest.
You?
When was that?
Was that your first
It
ever
was my
award
first, yeah.
for acting?
Yeah.
After that, any other?
2011 the sexiest woman in South Africa.
Oh, you know the okay. It
Ah,
is,
ngeke alikhohlwe ke lelo. You're
Yeah,
dating the
that's what I
sexiest
want.
woman in
I'm
Africa.
always, no, in South Africa.
no, he
Or
knows
in
that
South
he knows
Africa,
that
yeah.
the data frame. Guti, this happened when in
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
Yeah, so that was an honor. I have to also admit, you know. Wow, you took me back. Thank you for that. I love that.
Yeah, Pela, your work was amazing. Go Sharon, Joe. And
Yeah.
to think that was your first gig,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that. No theater, no training, no
Nothing,
education.
no training. But then I made sure that I go to a new market because before you go on set, you have to know how to breathe, to control the script, to control your breathing itself.
Really?
You know, to get into character. Because at times you experience different kind of emotions within a scene. You know, it might be an emotional scene whereas you find yourself crying on set. You know, there's just a whole lot of people around you.
And they are happy.
Yeah,
It's a happy mood.
It's a happy
when
moment
you
for
have to
them.
be sad.
They make you laugh within. But then, find yourself, and then iba moment, oh yeah, okay, action, the cameras are on, it's a go.
And
Um,
how do you do this? Do you tap into some sad emotions
Yes, so
or
you have to.
experiences?
Yeah. For instance, a couple of, just after taking that hibernation, after the whole Grahamstown Film Festival, I got casted for Traffic,
Traffic,
whereas
yeah.
I had to play a drug addict. I was a drug addict, and then I was incarcerated, and then still Ibahori having to still deal with that momentum. I have to step out of drugs,
Okay.
still being incarcerated because I was acting with the main character being Bonimboli.
Yeah.
You know, I Nelly Oswa ka Bonimboli mo.
Older sister.
So that mere fact of there's different kind of tapping into emotions, you know, because Ninning gal, Ninning kikwatetse my sister. You know, Ninning eventually she's all jovial, not thinking about everything, but then enjoying the environment of being in prison because now ula join a choir. The character Andiswa, that's what I played. So it's very important to also know the basics. As much as Kagiso, I didn't go to school for it, but then I would advise school students out there actually to still embark into that, because as much as you might also showcase your talent, go TikTok, social media, but then still that background nyana, because it takes a lot. As phela phone wa khona go ibe
Yeah.
cancel, record again.
And record again,
Yeah,
yeah.
So having to tackle into learning just at least inyana, knowing how to embark into acting, I think it's very much vital.
So the trained actors,
Yeah.
how do they treat lama untrained actors and influencers who said? Do they come maybe ngoknyatsa ukuthi hayi lo influencer kazinix?
Unfortunately, because now I tapped into when I embarked this industry, the entertainment industry, I knew how to tackle being behind the scenes. Oh, well, no, being a background actor and being the main actor. So I knew how to deal with a person who is a cleaner,
Okay.
a person who is a security guard, a person who is a personality, big personality, and a
But
person.
do you know who I am?
Yeah, I'm told. So now I make sure hore I don't treat you by hore umutu ojwang or sebeta eng or eng. O tshwantse o be versatile.
Yeah.
Because
Cordial
at the
to
end of the
everyone.
day, exactly, treat people the way you want to be treated. Ngiyanthola, because even to your at times ngiyakuthanda. Hey, umenzi yo, the way ngithanda umenzi ngakhona. And then mara mangimbona ngihlangana naye. Ngiyanthola. So you have to know how to treat each and every other body, because they are the people who tune in to watch your show. They're the people who are supporting, making the ratings go up. You know, so if I were to be Batubao, then I don't know.
And education,
Yeah.
how important is it? Because I see some, like now, kule industry, kule generation is kuyo manje. You don't necessarily need to be qualified to do something. As
Yeah.
much as we are also broadcasting or doing, it's just because you love that thing and you go ukuthi uzoyithola noma ngabe kwenzakalani.
Yeah.
So do you think education is still that important
I think so.
into getting kuleyo industry
Yeah.
ifunayo, or just push for it?
Because you've got backup. You know, you've got backup, and then even to your, okay, if maybe being in front of the camera it doesn't work, you can still be behind the scenes.
Okay.
You know, so at least the backup, or even some people take being in entertainment industry, they take it as a hobby.
Yeah.
And then mutwa tenki lawyer. At least unale backup, because lihona sometimes you might have a job, you know, and sometimes you might not. So at least even to your, if you lawyer, then u balanced, u sharp.
And uzbona ukuphi manje? International, are you going there or still local?
I don't know. That would be nice though.
Never done an international production.
Well, commercial wise, I shot commercial go Turkey.
Okay.
You know, that was my first international advert. And I also shot Sony. Konje Sony nani yako kai? America, somewhere more.
Sony International and the one the recent one of the school, that's the same one.
Okay, yeah. But
The Turkey one.
yeah, the Turkey one, Downey fabrication. But then Leona, adverts, I would say, you should do something, but then acting, no.
Producing?
Not is it.
Are you?
I was behind the
Planning-
scenes. I was actually working with Universal
Okay.
through this good buddy of mine. I was doing behind the scenes, having to do with we're shooting Kimankonjipo.
I forgot the
Bongs.
guy.
Ki Bongs,
yeah,
ne?
Bongs. Yeah,
Yeah,
you-
DJ
you
Bongs,
were
we're
the
shooting-
director of one of Bongs' music videos.
Yes.
Oh, DJ Bongs
Yeah,
from
DJ
KZN.
Bongs, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was behind the scenes, and then I also directed a couple of upcoming movies, you know, with a friend of mine who's been wanting to kind of tackle into the entertainment.
So kusho ukuthi soon uzoba une production company yakho nje.
I would love that, yeah.
Ngokubona lapho mina phela uyi
Thank you.
legend yazi. Kumele
Kuneniphinda le ndaba, kusho
Ah,
nje
uyi
kanje.
legend.
All
When I
right.
was 30 yabo. But to
That's why
us,
okay.
because we grew up watching you. You
Yes,
understand that?
yes.
Even I never thought ukuthi ngizohlala nawe kanje ngixoxe nawe. Because you were so big game kusiyazini, like
Yeah.
I don't see myself sitting no Kagiso kanje sixoxa.
Yeah,
It's because we legend.
thank you.
And
I'll take that.
How are you giving back to the young?
To the young Honaje, I wouldn't necessarily pinpoint anything else, but I used to work with the Sabelo Foundation, and then konje giving the found,
Working with Sabelo.
and also having to go high schools. You know, high schools, motivational talks.
Motivational speaking.
Yeah, motivational tsako ikuruleni, the high schools tsako ikuruleni. So because now of the time frame that it's limited, you know, because of the radio situation that I'm embarking in, so it's kind of impossible to actually.
Let's talk about that. How did that come about?
Last year December, I decided to kind of shadow Rashid. I don't know if maybe you know Rashid.
Or Rashid K.
Rashid K,
Yeah, I
he's
know
a
him.
well-known DJ. Also did weekends go Metro FM. So kile kya utlwa hore o na le o qeta qala ko One Africa Radio TV. And then yes, him too, my partner, being friends with him. Can man, you should shadow Rashid. And more so because a whole lot of people used to tell me that I've got a voice for
A radio
radio.
voice, yeah, you do.
Yeah. So
I don't
then
know what's
mind you,
that, but you do.
I used to be bullied because of my voice. When I voice and my eyes, people used to call me Skov and dot. I'm being serious. I used to hate that a lot. Like, why? Or even if maybe my dad were to call me in the morning because it gets deeper. You know, that's like, I don't know how it works. But then somehow if maybe I speak a lot, it's I don't understand, but then I just go with the flow because you adjust to it, you know. So every time my dad used to call me in the morning, at home they call me Nono. Then Papa Kin, you know, like oh, okay. You know, like what? All right, so the mere effect of that, or not being comfortable, or even the way voice thing, I became introspective. I became very shy because I'm being bullied because of that. And now having to meet my partner and Rashidi, and at the time very some couple of years being together. So Rashidi Mutualengo Radio, meet up with them. When I got to studio, no man, don't shadow me. Co-host with me.
Okay.
Like what?
That's
like right
better.
now.
Yeah, you ufunda kangcono.
Yo, Zay Maya nali go YFM.
YFM, yeah.
I mean, these people already and then here I am, not knowing what radio is. You know how.
That's how many years back?
Just last year, December. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So Kimo Vele took upon, and then honestly, I was too shy to the extent I did not say much. Mara, something kind of like sparked into the CEO of One Africa. Because a couple of weeks after, while I was vacating ko Palito, kyang phone nila man, hona le motho a sa leong today. Can you stand by? Yabon, okay, stand by right now. Okay. So coming back
from Palito, you had to come back for the show.
Yes.
Yo.
So and mind you, I'm not paid, ne?
That's your first show.
Yeah.
Okay.
And nearly weekday, I think nearly drive, ne? Nearly drive time. No, before the Saturday. So driving, and then after yaba oh, okay. Still, I love what I'm seeing, and then. How about we say weekend, Saturday and Sunday? Sure, why not? Why? Because Nakitwenka as I'm studying.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
I want to know now the in-depth of radio. The intimidation, the whole week I was shaking every single time I was behind the mic. Studied it, learned kind of, and then mole ula mamela vele I wanna hori no. It seems like honali something in you still. Another person now saying that they see something in me. For as time went, but then now we want you for the weekday breakfast.
Full time.
So that's why right now I'm actually doing that. And I'm loving it.
That's also your first radio gig.
Yes.
Your first time trying.
Your first time trying. Yeah. And that's why I'm in a listenership go Africa and also international. So there's something else. I always ask myself at times, I don't know where this is going to take me, but then we'll see.
So
but
it's
I'm
a big
loving
platform.
It is.
Oh.
It is quite big.
So far, how long have you been doing a breakfast show?
Breakfast, I would say 6-8 months.
And how is it like among challenge? What goes on into the breakfast show?
We make it jovial, eh? We make it to risk about the standard cliched breakfast show, you know, because ko radio ngwana di clocks.
Yes.
Whereas you need to know how you the intervals, you need to know how you saw news
When you do your
and so forth
links.
and so forth. You know, so we try to make it as fun as possible. You know,
Okay.
we bring upon guests.
Okay.
You know, Kabonina also came
I saw
through.
that you were dancing there.
Yeah,
Kabonina.
Kabonina is crazy, so you cannot limit her. Like every single time you want to your end, she doesn't care. But then that's how fun of a person she is, you know. So that's why we welcome people in that regard. Rory. Be at home, feel at home, and then whatever transpires, and definitely because now it's rated at the top for your now One Africa. So the
Oh,
ratings
it's
at least
a
taking
big
number one.
show.
Go One Africa.
One Africa.
Go One Africa, yes.
So in Africa,
In
You're
Africa,
still
I'm not too
getting
sure. Yeah, I think maybe still climbing the ladder because we are online currently. We're hoping for a frequency next year. We'll
Okay.
see how that goes.
oh wow.
Yeah.
And how was working with Stumo Mchali?
Oh yes, Makayeng.
Makganyeng.
Ah, I was so starstruck. Hey, I even told him the first time that I met him. It wasn't the first time I met him. It wasn't the first time because I forever saw him go to auditioning and stuff
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
But then having to work with him, it was the first time. So I mean, even the likes of Ntate Temba Ndaba.
Themba Ndaba, yo,
No,
that's a legend.
yo, Makayeng is
Thato
God.
Mlambo, ne?
Tato, I've worked with him, Coach Generations.
Oh, and Credent Desire also.
And Great Desire. So I'm kind of familiar with his acting abilities and also how to bounce off each other because there needs to be chemistry. You know, as actors, there's no boundary. But then we talk about the characters and then this is how we're going to play it. You know, yeah.
No, as in you've said a mouthful.
Yeah.
But nje, before nje, we finish, nje, just what do you think since next year si voter? I would want to hear your opinion, nje. Not to go saying it you support any part, but
Yeah.
nje, what do you think kuzoyenzeka next year, and what are your hopes for our country?
I mean, I'm hoping for a change, you know, and I believe that youth can bring upon the change because we're finding a whole lot of youth about to register.
Yeah,
You know,
true.
that's one thing
Me
I
too.
also register.
I've never registered.
Yo.
I've never voted in my life.
Tulano ring on us. Boomba.
How?
We've been voting. We're in Alberton. We're always voting. We're voting for one party, but it's fine. Till our side is like we're donating for other, so to say, the pure people that want to.
You do know that your vote is your voice, right?
Yeah, but what has those voices?
And if maybe you don't vote, it's going to be taken to a party that is kind of higher in numbers. So
my thinking, I don't think our politicians are gonna save us. So kuyafana noma besingavotela abantu. Who's gonna save us?
Like
Come on, Pela. We have the power. It's in our hands. Yithi kumele sisukume siyenze izinto zibe ngcono.
Yeah.
Me voting and me complaining won't help. That's how I see things, man.
But then can you try to vote next year though?
For what? For who?
All right, but then I feel you. I feel it's a debatable conversation, that one, because I mean, most so everybody's vocal regarding that, or I mean, what's the point of being, or even standing in the sun, having to register, having to like just give, because Nakona, you just been given a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Go vote for a certain party, and then T-shirt, they're done with you, you know. But hence said, Hori, I think youth, they should go and vote, like on a serious note, because right now, mind you, I was looking at social media, Israel and there's a war going on right now, like as we speak.
Yeah, I saw
Israeli, what's their country?
And Nabo France, nje,
Yeah, so a whole
Iran,
lot of
I think.
yes.
In the
World Cup, no, they can't be happening in France because the Rugby World Cup is going on. I don't
but
think.
now they are involved because I think
Libo
some
now,
countries
namo.
cut off their gas,
Yeah.
their own gas supply because
Yeah,
Russia did what.
Yeah. And
So there's
Rona
many
Mona-
things going on in the background.
That's
Obviously,
so
media
true.
won't show that.
Yeah.
But when you research, was also told it as enjoy.
Exactly. So, Lorona Mona having to complain about load shedding, you know, having to complain about the situation, you know, and at that time, we know where the voting season is coming. I would support, as much as somebody might be like you and not thinking about going to register and vote, but then do something about it. And you never know, that one vote of yours might make a change.
Hi, Asas. Any questions?
Think about it.
ngizocela ukubuyisela emuva ne
Okay.
from generation time.
It's okay. Clearing it.
Yeah, awukhuluma ne-legend.
So
Ah.
generation
Yeah.
Sharon. And then bese yathi Chris Brown.
Oh yeah. Whoa.
Bona leyo highlight.
Bese
Ooh. I was so
Nice one,
starstruck.
Romeo.
I was so starstruck. Like what? And I can interact. You know how these people are.
Yeah.
You know, back in interact. Like yeah, he's still young at that time. You know, so having him, even Toyo, definitely the cast will get the at least advantage. At least shake his hand.
Yeah.
You know, kikense kauno nakana kuyo. I mean character. So I have to protect him to Marakero. We've got the
Yeah,
picture.
please,
I captured the picture.
We'll load it
So
when
I'm
we
like
edit.
thinking on that, Joe, I can't believe I took a photo with Chris Brown wearing my gown. How could I? But then I'll forever remember that moment. You know, it's one of the big moments that happened while I was still at Generations. I have to say, it's one of the big moments.
Ken, anything you wanna know? Oh, Lamont, anything you wanna say or encourage or add? Angeke kuninikhuluma, you can't say now.
You understand?
Maybe how proud you are of her, like those kind of things.
In my own.
Yeah, you on. Just speak into the mic, ne?
I don't know how to explain, but what I've seen in about the industry, you know, in South Africa the way it is, ne? But unfortunately, ukuthi abo Kagiso de balaphaya siyababona on a screening. But basebenza the way sebenza ngakhona, mina I'm selling cars an example. But abana amabili.
Oh, by the way, he's my colleague, guys, ne?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Please support us, Albertine Hande.
Handy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tina, we've got ama UIF, we're paying ama tax an example, which they do, but when are they doing once? Until masibabona lapha you know estradeni, they're doing the same umsebenzi that we're doing, but only problem is South Africa. I don't know, I'm very like I'm always bleeding about what is happening in South Africa. Doesn't mean ukuthi a person masimbona lapha, they're entertaining us, they're making us kusinga be stress, but masibabona lapha estradeni sibafakela stress bona because aba enjoy.
Yeah.
Fuzike nje bahlale ba clamas ba straight.
But that's what comes with the job.
Yeah,
Exactly
unfortunately.
same as ma cleaner istrata lapha ya the same, but yakhe is different. It's a TV.
Yeah, ngoba ubonwa abantu abaningi.
Uyangithola?
Yeah.
So it's not easy. Yena la khona ayanga esikoleni. Akayazi, we never been taught ukuthi you know what fuze wenze ngaso how to script all those things. Everything is new. Everything ukagiso is not fake, it's original.
Yeah.
Let me just put it like that.
Uyambona akekho industry kwasho
Yes,
mekji.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put it like that. But very nice person. I think this is some of abantu where in South Africa as we recognize it. But I think in future, God forbid, mabanga say kana subaqabanga whatever the
Yeah,
case is.
ne.
But
Yeah, so we need to give her flowers as a
Flowers, but I can still smell them. I think also what he's trying to say is not everybody would receive you well. I mean, definitely that's part of life, you know, like some people might love you, some people might choose to hate you, some people might choose to say, oh, you've changed, you know, whereas I'm still the same person. Just because umpona moleko TV, or even just because I don't have time anymore to sit ekasi the ways because I have to make money. You need money, you know what I'm saying? So even now you're being classified as uchinchili. Yabona, and it's not the case whatsoever. And
sometimes it's just growth.
it's growth too. And even if maybe typically you don't love my job, there's so many channels out there. So change the channel. Change the channel. That's it. You know.
So backlash ku social media uka experience ne?
Besides from the Shona situation, there is nothing of the sort. I mean, people have been loving me since the character, and even the comeback. So they say.
So I don't know why.
I don't know why they say the comeback. Even Kabo Leno La Chomolu Hori and they shouldn't necessarily classify it or even categorize it like that. Gucci, you are
It's a
back.
comeback. Like
you know,
you never left.
exactly. But then, hence said the reception from Mahayeng was so overwhelming. It's doing quite good. It did
Very
quite
I
well.
watch it too much.
Yeah, but
Ngiyibukela kakhulu.
because now even to people were craving for comedy / drama series. Yeah, so that's why even Diana pulling Morolong, I enjoyed embarking her because I mean she brought out something that I never thought I would kind of step into, because Leona Mo, the character that I'm playing, a whole lot of people would think Corey. I got questions actually asking me, "Are you lesbian?" Because it seems like the way.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, we character. You know, you have to portray the character as it is, because
And
I mean, I'm doing someone who has written her. Kuthi umfuna abenje. So
And it means we are good if abantu bazoyibelieve kanjalo
yes,
ukuthi
yes,
we lesbian.
yeah, and all. Yeah, but then that's the character that I embarked in, and we shall see where everything else leads, because I'm still doing the radio. Maybe
season 2,
Otlampona ko kai another radio.
No
Who knows?
season 2.
We're crossing fingers for that. We're crossing fingers for that.
It must. That show is good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you
show
for
is good. I
watching.
love it.
Yeah.
Abo Carbonina lapha. She's also amazing.
Yes, right?
Themba
Go
Ndaba.
ishakalembe lena ko Kabonina. I always tell her ukuthi yo.
Ay lapho ke she was amazing kakhulu
Yo,
Carbonina.
yo. She wears so many caps.
Yeah.
But can I also be honest? I don't necessarily mind it because it's not true. You know, at times, if maybe a story is true about you, you'd become guilty
Defensive
or
or-
even defensive too. You know, so for me, it came out, it trended for some time, as much as it comes with the industry.
Yeah,
If maybe
true.
you cannot handle that, then it will break you. You know, so yeah, you have to have a thick skin.
Fashion, utse uvumento fashionable. Are you looking
Yes.
to go into fashion?
Well, that's a good question. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind whatsoever, you know. But Lihona, yeah, no. Let me just say we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No problem. Lastly, please motivate the youth. Just nje uba uplift a short message nje to the youth.
Sure. Wow, short message to the youth. You know, like the thing is now living in 2023, there's so much that is going on. There's so much bullying at school. There's so much drug activities going on. So, but then at the end of the day, you as an individual, you have to know why ulimoli fatsing. Because once even to you are being kind of following the route or
The trends.
of what's going on out there. Uzokawateka. So make sure that you know yourself, make sure that you study yourself, because more so, if indeed you've got the good support system, because I'm a parent, sometimes, not sometimes, always, even
yeah.
to uyahore, tshwantse ba bane le ba ba supporte bana ba bone. And also asking their kids how well school was for that day, you know. Some story that I was reading about just recently, Wana Okare was abused by a teacher. You know, this teacher like repeatedly, you know, abusing this kid, a 12-year-old. And then now this teacher is pregnant by the 12-year-old. So that mentality itself, it's a guy, you know.
That's moral decay.
I'm telling you. So you're not even thinking about future, this 12-year-old. You're just thinking about yourself. So more so, iba yona that meta ya hore, just make sure hore obota ngwana wa hao hore how was school, what you want to be, and motivate them. Besides from anything else, it's a good thing ya oba motivated, because I mean more so we want to see people who are prominent. You know, we want to see individuals, South Africans, making a name for themselves, because by you doing something about your life, you are growing the economy.
No, nice, wonderful.
Yeah.
No, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming to Howler's Corner.
Okay.
You are officially a howler now.
I'm a howler.
Yeah.
Yes.
Siyizinja zasekazi uyazi abantu abahawulayo ama-wolf.
Yeah.
So ama-wolf izinja.
You okay?
Plus ikhona ama-out wasekasi ahlala ekhoneni.
Yeah.
So I'm putting those things together. You are
Okay.
officially a howler.
Thank
lasekhoneni.
you. Thank you for your
Thank
time.
you very much. Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Alright.
It was very insightful. Hopefully mhlambe ungeza na next time when we need you, because
Yeah.
we also do topic discussions.
Okay.
Not only interview where we discuss a topic ukuthi kwenzakalani or what we think of that, just to educate and share information.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, siyabonga. Lastly, where can people catch you?
Social media, I go by Kagiso Rakosa, Facebook and Instagram. That's where I'm flexible.
And any other upcoming shows?
Wow, well, talking about that, I mean, a well-known. I'm super excited to work with this director. I've worked with him before. He called me, I think just a couple of months ago, to ask me of my availability, and we will be shooting something very soon.
Or you can't share now?
I can't share right now
Okay.
because nothing has been signed on the dotted line. But then I think maybe I will let you know, definitely.
Okay.
I will let you know of that, and then still doing radio, and hopefully maybe just embarking into a radio with a frequency. Because
on what website address can they catch you? You said it's online, right?
it's online, One
Yeah.
Africa Radio TV between 6 and 9 a.m. weekdays, that is. And if maybe you want the link, just make sure that you follow me on my socials.
Okay. Siyabonga guys. Nizwile nani ukhulumile kwanele umotivateile usitshelile istory sakhe, and we cannot ask for more, guys. We have a superwoman here. Please give her a round of applause for her work. Thank you very much, guys. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of our show. Please make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and before I forget, we're coming to you live from Albertine, Ehande, guys. They've always allowed me to career and a passion.
That's why I'm thinking of building and just coming up with something with a handy, because they've been treating me well regarding of at least the transportation. So we've been working hand in hand with One Africa. So we'll see how that will also develop.
Yeah, that relationship must grow. Also.
It must.
Nakanjani?
It's a standard.
Yeah. Siyabonga guys. Catch us next week. So drop any episode hot food. Niyazi nani, as I always say, angeke bayivale yonke iminyango. Bangazama bazamile. But that's it for today. Sharp guys. Hola. That was nice.
Ne?